Blog Talk Radio.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to Baltimore's Talking Live. I'm your host, Dr. Q. Co-host is Aaron Green. Say hello, Green.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good night to all. Let's get things started.
Now, today is Wild Card Wednesday, so for all you the first-time listeners, every day of the week has a certain theme. We try to stick to that theme, but sometimes we fall off a bit because we try to accommodate the guests wherever the dates may fall in. So Wild Card Wednesday can be any type of a topic that we discuss on Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays, or Fridays. On Monday, you got Money Making Monday. Tuesday, Couples Tuesday. Wednesday, of course, is Wild Card Wednesday. Conspiracy Theory Thursday. And Family Fun Friday. There is no Saturday and Sunday show. I'm hearing some talk about that changing. But I don't know. Nobody knows the future. I do know we will be on the air for the Thanksgiving week. I think our last show is the week before Christmas, whatever episode 200. It's 200 episodes in each season that we had in December. We used them up some time ago when Green was hosting the show. So we'll be off the air for 2 weeks after that. So we won't be back on till I think it's Dr. King's birthday or something like that. And that will be episode 1, season 3. So I don't have the dates in front of me, all that with Cody. But to be make it to season 3, that's further than a lot of you all said it would get. You said that we wouldn't get past season 1, we in season 2. Season 2 going to be the last season? Well, it's season 3. And I think it's due to the COVID because a lot of people are in the house. So a lot more people are listening to the show. Yesterday's guest said that she's a fan of podcasts. I don't like the word, but everything that's internet radio apparently is now called podcast. However, on the banner of our show, the word podcast is nowhere on it. It does not say Radio Destiny. It does not say Podcast Destiny. Now, everybody keeps asking me, what's this Radio Destiny? Radio Destiny is the firm that owns our show. I own the name. That's it. It's an LLC registered to me. So, and that was my bargaining agreement, that should I be fired or quit or resign, you have to rename the show. You don't owe me no money, ain't no lawsuits behind it, no nothing. And I got that idea from Malik Shakur, who licensed the Knowledge Show. I said, oh, okay, that's what you did? So nobody can get the royalties? And I said, okay, I'm going to do that. Nobody can get the royalties. So, but that's not why I did it. I did it as a legacy. You know, if anybody's going to supersede me, it should be me and my choosing. You know, I could be host emeritus or something like Don Cornelius. Once he started getting bad off, started having other people standing there and hold the microphone, and he was in the background, put up 2 fingers, peace and soul. And there is a show that used to come on, I think it was Balance, HBO, something. It's It's about Don Cornelius. I thought it was truthful, but then somebody told me a lot of it was fictionalized to make a movie or a TV show. I stopped watching instantly. Boop. It's just like wrestling. Once you told me it was fake, boop, it was it. That was it. Oh. There was a couple of technical difficulties, so the show started a bit late, but it's not going to interfere with the stream or the recording. It'll still record from when the show started. So you didn't miss anything. Good news and bad news. Good news, we're going into season in Aaron Green. Bad news, the chief operations officer of Radio Destiny is stepping down, and they have agreed to vacate that position to Blog Talk Radio. So whoever Marilyn is, I never met her. I talked to her on chat. She's now going to be the COO of the show in season 3. Now, that's the good. That's the good news. The bad news, because BTR has a lot of fuck ups, especially like I said, these technical difficulties. Sometimes the line going down, or the call in don't work. You can't get people to call in. There's no reimbursement for that, because now they're not going to tax themselves when they do a fuck up, but they'll keep taxing us for short episodes and such. So it's all good. Now, when I say a short episode, that's an in-house thing. You all don't worry about that, because we have a habit of going over. And we've gone over enough, a whole bunch of short episodes. So we probably went over enough to make up a whole episode on a B-roll, So it's all good. Other things. A lot of you have been writing to your local radio station about our show. A lot of social media has been hitting your news network about our show. I don't know how to feel about that. I don't feel good. I don't feel bad. It's your right to do so. We've received requests from people to go to terrestrial radio. Now, terrestrial does not mean outer space. Terrestrial means the radio you listen to in your car. That's terrestrial radio. Sirius XM would be satellite radio. And the other day when I was talking about Sirius XM does have podcasts. All of the stations basically are podcasts. They don't actually go to a studio. They actually record the show, send the recording somehow. I don't know how they send it. That's why I got Dre here to talk me through the whatever. And then they play it on the channel and time slot that it's been registered to do. Now, if you have your own channel, then you would have to have your producer or their producer would push the slide and cartridge or whatever at the time and let it keep rolling. And the best thing about Sirius is it's interactive. So not only can you hear the show, the phone number will scroll across the display so you'll know what the number is. Now, if you're listening to us on Radio Destiny, you know you have the thing called the Radio Destiny player. It looks like a radio. It's old and outdated, I know. I think Windows 98 second edition was out when we first came to them with a pilot. And that show only lasted 4 weeks. And then 2 years later, we met some people, and Malik Shakur and the guy Kwame something, and Meatloaf or something from 92Q, and it picked up. Even though I don't like Meatloaf, I don't really care too much for Head Crack. They all have these names. I don't know. And then you got Miss Tony. They really just took me to a place I couldn't get away. And that's the update of what's been going on. We don't know our listener count because it is streaming. So to help you understand how listener count works, it doesn't tell me how many people are actually listening to me this very instant, this very moment. It used to. Now that we have this thing, it gives me a graph, and the graph is constantly changing. So that gives me a headache. I don't know what it says. I'm not interested in what that does. One, let's say if there was 20 people who listened yesterday, 20 people who listened today, or day before yesterday was 20, yesterday was 20, today was 20, it'll give me a reading and say 20 because it's a stable number. If it was day before yesterday 20, yesterday was 21, today was 19, it won't give me anything because the numbers were not stable numbers. There has to be a constant repetition of numbers. Now, on the graph, I will see the up and down, jumping up and down. But to be counted, you have to listen to the show for 5 minutes. So if you log in for 20 seconds and click off, it doesn't register as a listen. It registers as a click. And I got thousands of clicks. The local listen, because that's the only one I'm looking at. Last I gave you all a reading, I think I said we were at the 6,200 and something. 6203. I think I said 6203. So that's all I know, 6203. I don't know if we have reached the 7th. I don't know if we've reached the 8th or the 9th. But 10,000 is the goal. I don't anticipate, because of the COVID, reaching 10,000 in Season 2. Season 3 is our last shot. And then we have to go into negotiations and decide to push it to Season 5. If you don't make 10,000 listeners by Season 5, then the show gets dropped, the show gets canceled. Because that's 5 years that you failed to maintain at least 2,000 increase per year, which is the minimum amount of listenership. In other words, it looks like nobody's interested in the show, so the show cancels because nobody wants to invest in it. Even if you have 9,980, they'll say, well, it was a good job, but you're 20 people short. Fuck your mama. And close the door in your face. Very competitive, very competitive. But I will say this. We have been credited with being the reason why people are doing podcasts. You know, Apple pretty much started that podcast shit, but a lot of people were doing internet radio as a hobby. They were doing ham radios as a hobby. And now it's caught up to something that people do for a living. It's caught up to be a mainstream. I know. We're trying to do it for a living. Trying to turn a profit. It makes money, but it's not enough to pay people. Well, not enough to pay me. Got to rob Peter to pay Paul. So, what are you saying? Okay. So, we do have Dr. Irwin Redlener in the hot seat. He hasn't logged in yet, so most likely he'll probably be a no-show. But we'll go ahead and take a Black History Minute, then we'll take a break, and then we'll be back. If he's on, he's on. If he's not, he's not. You know, we've crossed this bridge before. So, hopefully he's on. A lot of times people like to listen to the show, and then they get intimidated and say, oh, shit, I can't match this. Oh, no, I can't do this. Oh, he's going to make fun of me, you know. So, it is what it is. So what you got for the Black History Minute, Green?
Today's Black History Minute is Warren Moon. Warren Moon is a retired